Now you're lost in the heat of it all.
Hey guys, welcome to the first segment of Motivate and Educate. I'm Tom Baker. This is my first guest, James Asquith. Today we're going to just be talking about how to find a good trainer. So it's a very, very broad subject, and there's no right or wrong. The main thing I believe is I think passion's a massive one. You got to love what you do. So, I mean, anyone can be a trainer. You can do it, online these days in about 4 weeks. But soon it starts to weed out the ones that really care and the ones that don't. When you got to get up at 4 a.m. every morning and you got to, you're there long hours of the day. If you don't love what you do, then it's not gonna. I don't know. It seems to weed out pretty quick. A good way to work it is if your friend refers you a trainer, you've got trust in that person. So. And you're friends with them for a reason. Could be a family member. Yeah, so that's always a good way to pick a good trainer through a friend referral. You can also, basically if you want the client, the trainer to listen to what you have to say as a person. So if basically I use a rule of thumb is do what you don't do. So basically your body's always going to adapt. So if you, it's general habit to always get comfortable. We always want to put ourselves out of that comfort zone. So what I mean by do what you don't do is if you're constantly just going for runs, then obviously doing weight training is going to benefit you massively. In saying that, I'm not one or the other. Yeah. I think you got to look at your client as an individual.
Definitely.
I mean, we do get a lot of, both me and James get a lot of clients coming to us because, their old trainer or person X, whoever, will just try to get them to do what they want, and they don't actually listen to the client and what they're after, because not everyone wants to do heavy weights. Not everyone wants to do like marathon runs. No, not everyone wants to box. It's definitely good to try things, but at the end of the day, if your client's not happy and you're not actually caring about that client and you're too one-minded, then
that's the ultimate goal of the personal trainer. If you're getting personal training, you're there to improve yourself. So your training has got to target your goals. Exactly. It's got to be targeted specifically to the individual. You're not going to train person A the same as person B if someone wants to cut fat and someone wants to bulk up. Yeah. If you've got a 25-year-old footballer to a 35-year-old male wanting to drop some weight, it's going to be different. Although it's easier for you, it's just some personal trainers, just like any job, you can get lazy and complacent. Yeah. And that's where you mentioned before, it's that separation for those personal trainers that are willing to go the extra mile to get the results versus those that aren't, which is why trainers like you get so many clients.
Yeah, and yourself. I think, and one of the biggest things is experience. Yeah. Like, I know when I did my courses 7-8 years ago, we were made to do a lot of practical stuff, as is everyone, but you can never. Every day I literally learn something new. Exactly. So AJ, for example, I mix up my training, go to different gyms. I love doing different stuff. That's massive for me, and it should be for your clients. But his voice is so calming. Like we're all different, and you can take good and bad from each trainer. But so just by going to him, I don't know. I learned sometimes for different clients to be a little bit more calm and just when you in certain times, calm's good and energetic's good, and certain times, one's better. But like AJ, you'll be that flogged and then he's just got that calming voice, and for a lot of people that's going to be brilliant, and they're going to love him, and that for me, like some clients aren't going to like the way I approach things. I'm get results, I'm full on, and AJ is too, but he's got that calming approach. So I think another point of what we were talking about is not everyone's going to be right for each person.
No, and also understanding your clients, so realising when your clients need that extra push to get them through a set or get them through an exercise, that is when you can up the ante. Or like you said, when you feel like they're really struggling and they need a breather, you got that calming effect, kind of bring them back down to earth. Yeah, it's good. Encourage them ready to go again, kind of thing. Yeah. So it's like you said, it's forging the relationship between trainer and client is so important. I think you're not just there because they're paying you to be there, you're there. You should be there 24 hours a day. If they need anything,
exactly,
then you're there more as a friend rather than a trainer.
And I think, like you said, that word complacent before. Like, I think I personally don't know many bad trainers. Like, I think a lot of trainers around here are really, really good. Like, it's not. We're not saying anyone. We're just saying for you to look for a client. But as trainers, it's our job, and I don't know. Everyone's got different goals. So goals are very specific to you watching at home, or James' goals might be different to mine, or they would be. We'd have some that cross over, and then we'd have some that are very different. But my point is, as trainers, it's our job to not only, and part of this segment, this is what it's about. It's about teaching people. We're not I reiterated what I already thought. Moody said something the other day about we're not there to count reps, and you know, like, I've already had that philosophy, but he just re-sparked that in me, that every week every session I'll teach my clients something, and then I was talking to another bloke saying sometimes it's hard because you want to push them in the moment. You want to really push them. You don't want to stand there and go, you know, this nutrients is from that, and you don't want to just spit out fun facts. But if it's relevant, you should always be teaching your client. It's not just about counting reps and that kind of stuff. So I think every trainer should sometimes just think, okay, have I taught them something this week? Or there's so much that is in our brains, because that's what we do. It's like a teacher not teaching everything they know, or it's not like a mathematician, not like a tutor, not doing what their field is. It's in our field it's not just to stand over you. It's to educate.
That's what it's just like the name of the segment. Yes, every personal trainer out there will motivate. They'll count your reps. They'll tell you to go 1 more, 2 more, encourage you, keep the positive vibe. But it's those that go the extra mile, like you said, to educate you. If you just learn a new exercise, or tweak your diet just a little bit, just all the little things, and you'll be surprised with how much people want that in a trainer. They want to learn, they want to grow themselves so they can get to the point where they don't need you anymore. And a lot of personal trainers think when people leave them that it's
their
a bit of
done.
a kick in the teeth, or why are they leaving me or anything. Hey
guys. Just some of the local trainers running around,
or why are they leaving me? But you should see that as a compliment. If they've learnt enough knowledge and gained enough knowledge that they can go out and do it on their own, then your job's done. That's a pat on the back. You'll get more.
It is, and exactly, but they're not going to want to leave anyway. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because they're still learning and growing.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, it's not. I feel strongly about this. I think you'd be the same. It's not so much about training someone. It is to get their goals, yes, but once it's there, it's also about changing everyone. Like, I don't want to have my 40, 50, whatever it is, how many clients, and that's it. I want to this is why I'm doing YouTube. I feel like anyone can click on this and see my content, or I upload photos all the time, and usually to motivate or to teach. It's not, I don't do this stuff because, you know, like I've touched on this before, we don't think we're famous. We don't. It's none of that. It's all about getting exposure and teaching you guys what to look for in a trainer, some nutritional stuff. We've got different segments coming up every week that hopefully you guys can learn. But it's always something to learn, and there's always something that hopefully we can reach a bigger audience than just our clients.
So I guess what you're trying to say is, when you're going out to pick your trainer or to pick somebody to train you, that's where you really have to differentiate between them. So try and figure out what your goals are and what that personal trainer can do for you. Because like you said, each trainer is going to have different fields of expertise, and it only makes sense if your goals are going to match up with them.
Exactly. Like, I have 6 marathon runners, for example. And I don't even try to get into all the cycles and that they need to do of marathon, because it's not my specialty.
It's not your field.
You don't want to any personal trainers out there, don't overqualify yourself, right?
And that's the biggest mistake you can do, really.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't feel comfortable, go. Like that, when I said I'm their trainer, I train them for a visual look, aesthetics, like upper body stuff, more of like a look for just to keep some muscle definition, because they're running so much kilometers a week, and they're releasing cortisol. It's eating away at muscle. That's just more of like to keep a good looks kind of thing. Whereas they have a marathon coach like that teaches them how to all the different cycles and the different steps
phases,
in which exactly. There's so much that involved that you know. So if you were coming to me and say you liked my personality or you liked my training and you heard good things about me, don't come to me. I'll tell you not to come to me if it's for marathons or in terms of the actual cycling and periodization of how to get to your peak fitness for a marathon.
And it's a multi-faceted approach. So they're there to do the training and the nutrition side and all that stuff, and then you're there, as you said, variety is key in any kind of training, I think. Your body, like you said, your muscles adapt, your metabolism adapts. You've got to keep changing things up. So even if it is just a one-off weekly weight session with you, that's only going to benefit you in whatever you do. And that's the same thing. If people come to us and they want to branch out outside our comfort zone, passing them on to another contact, don't see it as a lost opportunity. They'll appreciate it in the long run, and they will come back.
Don't look at it as competition.
That's the biggest thing. And because personal training is so competitive, there's so many gyms out there, there's so many personal trainers, indoor, outdoor, boot camps, CrossFit. It's crazy. It's not a competition. We should all work together.
I've never got that. I've never understood that concept of competition. Like, I mean, I might look at you as competition in terms of, like, I want to better myself. Anytime any of you in the industry do something good, I want to get better myself. I don't want to beat you. It makes me so motivated.
I'm just an absolute sponge. When we had coffee the other week, I was just sitting there absorbing everything that you could kind of share, and you just bounce off each other, and that's how you learn. No personal trainer is going to be able to tell you what to do exactly 100% of the time. We're still learning just as much as you are, but it's those personal trainers that are still willing to learn and push the boundaries and try and incorporate new training techniques and philosophies. They're the ones you're going to benefit from, and the passionate ones, like we've already said.
And there's no right or wrongs at the end of the day. You know what you were just saying then. Every trainer is different, but just because you do something different to me or I do something different to that person doesn't make it right or wrong. The industry's very grey when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I don't believe that there is right. Obviously, there's some things that are wrong. And everyone knows that. But in terms of, like, you know, should I drop set? Should I pyramid set? Should I use different training principles? Should I do interval training? Blah blah blah. Like, there's some things that are scientifically proven, and then there's some things that just work for certain people. And what works for my body won't work for your body, and won't work for person next down the road.
It is trial and error. You got to see what methods. Same goes for nutrition. What things react to your body well, what things don't. Timing of meals.
That's massive. Hey,
everything.
The first thing I learned, trainers, when I was 17, qualified, I thought, how come that's not working for them, or how come I do it and it works for me? And it's not naive. It's just you're just young and you're learning. But just make sure that, for example, like a very common example, my shoulders will burn out so quick. I'll push to limits, but they just burn out quicker than some people. And for some people, it's their cardio. It's just that. So if I want to train myself in something, I have to have that massive open mind of, why is that person fatiguing quicker than I do? And you can't always relate as a trainer to you. Now it's easy. I've trained hundreds and hundreds of people for 8 years, but so now I can go, okay, that you can get a general idea by looking at someone or by seeing them train, or, you know, even you can read a person, I believe, by looking at them. Like, you can tell if they're motivated, if they're saying little things to you already, like that, you're hinting that they're not too keen. And you can already tell what kind of vibe someone has. A person that's extremely motivated they won't look for little things to get out of things. Or, you know, there was about 50 obstacles I overcame just to get this thing set up today. But it's not, if you've got a good mindset, people, then, I don't know, everything, it just amazes me that everything we do, any time of the day, it's from there. It's from your brain. If it sounds a bit deeper, and don't want to get too deep, but, like, basically, if anything right now that I do is created from there. So if you've got that negative attitude, then nothing will happen.
No.
And that's why you're so successful. It's why the gyms are successful. It's just good people that are created. I believe we have the best industry in the world, the fitness industry.
Best job in the world.
Yeah, and that's for me and for James. We believe that, and that's why we do what we do. If you believe that, you know, the carpentry in the building industry is the best industry in the world, that's awesome. That's what we want as well. We want everyone to think like that. But as long as you're happy what you're doing, keep doing it. If you're not, change it. There's no reason why you can't change what you do. Like, I don't understand
same
that.
thing with trainers. If you're not enjoying your training, and you've approached them, they're not mixing anything up, just trial and error. People give you a free trial. Just go out and explore and see what's out there and see what you enjoy. Like we said, variety is the key, and enjoyment. Unless you're enjoying it, you're not going to do it. You're not going to improve.
Exactly.
So I think that's the best thing that you can really do.
Yeah. Jimmy, it's been a pleasure, mate.
I know. Did well. First episode done.
Yeah.
Looking forward to next week. What's next week?
Next week we'll have Mark Burns from Gerringong Physio. Haven't got an exact topic yet. We'll be talking. Basically, we're going to come up with whatever my clients, I'm going to get some feedback, whatever they're generally saying over the years as sore injuries, probably a lot of footy injuries, to be honest.
Yep.
We're going to talk about that, and just like we did today, we've got nothing written down anywhere. It's just
purely off the cuff.
Yeah, because you can't fake it. If it's not in your head, don't say it. Right? It's stuff that we've done for years, and same as Mark, he's very, very knowledgeable physio. He's been in it forever. He's got multiple practices. So next week will be more. He'll be doing more of the talking because, like we were talking, we're not going to
overqualify
yeah,
ourselves.
exactly. So there's some things where when he's talking about the training rehabilitation side, I'll be able to jump in. Otherwise, I'll let him do most of the talking. Thanks, buddy.
Exciting. Thank you.
Double D, big full breast on my baby.